Hey, hi guys, this is Bakapa Chincholikar. In this tutorial, we'll discuss how to develop hybrid automation framework, which is a combination of BDD, Cucumber BDD plus page object model, Selenium and TestNG. Let us jump to the high level agenda. So for this tutorial, there is a prerequisite that you need to go through with that particular Selenium tutorial. Then we'll discuss why we need a page object model. Then we'll discuss what is page object model. Then we'll discuss what is page factory. Then we will discuss advantages of POM. Then how to implement page object model. Then we'll discuss a simple automation scenario. In the demo, we'll be implementing page object pages feature file. For each of the feature file, there will be a step definition file. So then we'll be implementing the utility method. Let us jump to the prerequisite. So if we go to the YouTube, just search by Selenium plus Cucumber BDD plus TestNG customized framework development by Bakappayan. So if you search this particular video, you can go through with very first video. Otherwise, what you can do is go to the youtube.com. Here search Selenium by Bakappayan. So if you go to the Selenium quick tutorial playlist, this is the last video in my channel. So if you go to this particular, you will get an idea like how to develop, which is a combination of Selenium Cucumber BDD plus TestNG framework. So that's it. That is the prerequisite for this particular hybrid automation framework development. So in that particular video, what we have discussed is we have created a simple source folder. Under that, we have created a step definition package. Under that, all the step definition for the feature files. In the test runner, we have mentioned where exactly our feature file and where exactly our step definition file, so that we can run a particular scenario or particular feature file. So in the third utility, we have created a properties file reader, so that reads the properties from this particular resources folder. So in the resources folder, we have a browser-config properties. So we have mentioned the URL of that particular website, and we try to automate the application in the previous Selenium tutorial with the Cucumber BDD. Then we have created one sample feature file folder. Under that, we have created one feature file. So for each of the feature file, there will be implementation class, that is the step definition class. And we have discussed this particular index.html report after executing this test runner as the TestNG XML file. So let us jump to the why we need a page object model. So if you look at this particular snippet of code, first we are identifying that particular web element by using the XPath that is having the value as a test1. We are sending the value as Selenium by Bakappayan, and we are clicking on that particular button. The next time what we are doing, we are identifying the same element by using the driver.findElement. So if you look at this particular XPath, it is having the same value as a test1. So we are passing the different value here, Selenium Cucumber BDD by Bakappayan. The next time we are passing Selenium TestNG by Bakappayan. Next time we are passing Selenium C# by Bakappayan. The last time we have passed Selenium by Bakappayan. So if you look at this driver.findElement, that is having the only single XPath, that is a test1 value. So in the later point, if any changes made in the development side, in the HTML part, so it got changed. Just assume it got changed, the XML, what we have right XPath, that is got changed. So you need to walk through into all these codes. Like if you have 100 scripts or 1,000 scripts, you need to do walkthrough with each of the test scripts, and you need to update the particular web element value, that is the XPath. So to manage web elements as a global, so we have a concept called page object model. So let us go to the next slide. So what is page object model? Page object model is a design pattern to create a object repository for web-based applications. In this POM is nothing but page object model. For each web page there will be corresponding page class. So here I have taken the example of youtube.com. So when you go to the youtube.com, you'll be seeing a search page. That's the reason here I have created the YouTube search page. And once you are searching something in the search page, once you hit on a click on search button, so it is navigating into the next page called YouTube result page. Then if you click on any of the channel name, it is going to the channel name page. So that's how you are creating corresponding page class in the Java for each of the web pages. So each web page, all the elements of that particular page, and also page method which perform action on those web elements. Say for example, in the YouTube search page, you are entering the search criteria and you are clicking on that particular search button. So that particular action method or abstraction method will be implemented in the corresponding pages class, that is in YouTube search page. So name of the method should be given as per the task they are performing. So that will be very easy to identify the method, what exactly that particular is doing. That is the naming convention you have to use in your framework. So next slide we have what is page factory. Page factory is an inbuilt page object model concept for Selenium WebDriver. It is very optimized. Page factory is an optimized way to create the object repository in POM concept. So next we have advantages. There are many advantages if you implement page object model concept with the Selenium Cucumber BDD framework. So operation and flows in the UI should be separated from the verification. So this concept makes our code cleaner and easy to understand. So whatever performing your action on the UI, that will be implemented, that particular method will be implemented in a corresponding page class itself. So that particular action will be not implemented in a step definition file or a test cases. Second is object repository is independent of the test cases. So code becomes less and optimized because of the reusable page methods in the POM classes. So all action methods will be implemented in the corresponding page classes itself. So duplicate code can be avoided. Easy to maintain if you have a separate page object repository and your step definition file or test cases. Easy to maintain and reusability of the code will be more. So this is how you need to implement your page object model with the Selenium Cucumber BDD. So we follow the concept of separation of page object repository and the step definition. So we separate the page object repository and the step definition. Both the files will be created in a structured manner. We use annotation find by, we use annotation find by to find web element by using the locators like id, name, tag name, link text, etc. So init elements method is used to initialize all the web elements in that particular page class. So if you look at here how we can implement the page object model concept, first we are creating a page classes. So in that particular page we will be implementing all our web page elements and action methods which is going to perform action on that corresponding page. And if you look at a step def class, so just we are calling to those particular methods which are there in the page object classes. So let us jump to the scenario. So we are going to automate this particular scenario. Just I'm going to discuss it. After opening this particular browser, we are entering this youtube.com. We are entering something in the search text box. We are entering the Selenium by Bakkapayan. Then click on this button. So we are getting the result page. So if you look at here, so this is our search page. If I click on search button, this is our result page. and if I click on this particular link, it is going to the page. So here what we need to do is we need to validate this particular title of this particular page tab is displaying properly or not. That is the main thing. We'll be achieving it after covering this entire tutorial by using the Selenium Cucumber BDD with the page object model. So let us go back. So here I'm typing youtube.com. So here we need to control 3 pages. First is search page, second one is result page, the third one is channel page. So let us go to the Eclipse IDE and quickly we'll create 3 classes. So here I'm creating one package under the source com.testautomation.pageObjects. Here I'm giving the name of this particular package name as pageObjects. Click on finish. So let me rename this particular so that's it. Let us create quickly 3 classes. So here I'm specifying the first class as YouTube search page. So that's it. So here I'm creating one more class called YouTube result page. So I'm creating one more class. Let me specific YouTube channel page. So that's it. We have created 3 pages. First one is YouTube search page, YouTube's results page, and YouTube channel page. Let us go to the YouTube search page. So in this particular page, what we need to do is we need to enter the search criteria here, and we need to click on this particular button. So I'll identify this particular button, text box. Here we have so many attributes. Here I'm using the ID for this particular web element to identify. So basically in the page object model, what we need to use is annotation find by. Under that we need to specify how you are going to identify the particular web element. So here I'm specifying by using the ID. So here you'll be seeing all the locators what we have in the Selenium. So here I'm specifying by using the ID. So this how returns the type of value is how type. Then you need to specify the value under the using keyword. So I'm specifying this particular ID value, that is a search in the under the using statement. That's it. I need to name this particular web element by using public. This is a web element, so that's the reason I'm writing web element here. So that is search text box. So that's it. Just import the related packages. So very simple. Next I need to identify this search button. So if I inspect it, here I'm getting the button tag. Under that I have ID is equal to so and so value, that is search icon legacy. So if I press Ctrl F, so here I'm identify this particular value by using the CSS selector. So just I will copy this entire web element, I will paste it. So here I'm identifying this particular search button by using the CSS selector. So that's the reason here I need to change the locator. So what I will do is I will write CSS. That's it. Here I need to specify this particular value. So this is our search button, right? So I'm modifying this particular web element name as a button. So that's it, very simple. We have created two web elements in this particular web page, that is YouTube search page. What we are doing is we are searching for some videos on the YouTube. So that action method has to be implemented in this particular class only. So what I will do is here I'm implementing one method called public void navigate to result page. So once I click on this particular search button, so it is navigating into the result page. So that's the reason naming conventions are very important when you are writing your abstraction methods in the page classes. Here I'm specifying the navigate to result page as a method name. So that's it. So I need to use this particular search text box. I need to send some value to that particular search text box. So what I'll do is here I'm entering Selenium by Backupian. So that's it. I need to click on this particular element. So that's the reason I'm using search button. So I'm clicking on that particular web element. So that's it. To initialize all these web elements, we need to define one constructor. So whenever we create the object of this particular class, it initializes all the web element in this particular class. So that's the reason here I'm defining one constructor that accepts the argument as the WebDriver type. So public, here I need to specify the class name. So always constructor will be having a class name. Constructor name will be same as the class name. So this particular constructor accepts the type of argument is WebDriver type. Then we should define one own class WebDriver object. So that's the reason here I'm defining WebDriver object. So that's it. So I'll take this particular driver and I'll assign to the current class. So that's the reason here I'm using this keyword dot driver, and I'll assign this coming driver to the current class driver type. So that's it. To initialize all the web elements like search text box and search button, so we have one inbuilt method called page factory dot init elements. So this accepts the two arguments. First one is a driver which is coming from the different class, then it points to the own class by using this keyword. I'm specifying it. So it initializes all the web elements from the current class. So first class that is a YouTube search page is ready. So same way I will copy this constructor and find element lines to the next page, that is a YouTube search page. Once we are ready with the page object model concept, all the pages, then we will create suddenly one feature file. Then we will create a step definition file for the feature file, and we will start utilizing all these page object model concepts in the step definition file. So here I'm renaming this particular class name with the constructor name. So always constructor name should be same as the class name. So in the result page, we need to click on this particular channel name. So what I will do is I'll inspect this. So it is, if you take your mouse on this particular channel name, it is looking like a link, right? So that's the reason I will identify this particular element by using the link text. So here what I will do is, here I'll specify as a link text, then I'll specify the value here. So that's it. In this page we need to identify only single element, that is the channel name. Then we need to click on this particular element. For clicking on this particular element we need to implement one behavioral method or a abstraction method. So that's the reason I'm implementing one simple method so that clicks on the channel name. So public void navigate to channel. So that's it. So I will use this particular web element. I'll say just click on this particular web element. Just we have identified by using the link text. Before that I will specify some wait thread.sleep. So that's it. So our first page is ready, that is YouTube search page, and the second page is ready, that is a YouTube result page. And we need to implement one more page, that is called YouTube channel page. So from this page what we need to do is, we are going to validate this particular title of this particular web page. We have title as this. Title is Selenium Java TestNG tutorials backup and YouTube. So this particular title will be verifying. So let us go to this particular page. So this is not required. Let me delete. So that's it. So in this particular page what I need is, I'm not going to perform any action on this particular page, but what I'll do is I'll implement one simple method that returns the title of this particular tab in this page. So here I'm implementing one method, public return type should be string, and here I'm saying get title. So that's it. So as return type of this particular method is string type, so I'm mentioning the return. I'll use the driver object dot get title. So we have already one inbuilt method called get title, so that returns you the title of that particular web page. So that's it. So before that I will use some wait thread.sleep. So you can specify explicit waits, no issues. So that's it. So we are done with page object model. That is, we have created 3 pages, that is YouTube search page, YouTube result page, YouTube channel page. So next part is we need to create one simple feature file. Let me create one simple feature file here. So here I'm specifying the feature file name as YouTube channel validation dot future. So click on this finish button. So let me open this particular channel, YouTube channel validation feature file. So here I'm writing future keyword followed by the name of this particular feature. Here I'm specifying YouTube channel name validation. So that's it. After that we need to specify the scenario, like there will be a plenty of scenario under this one single feature. So here I'm specifying the one simple scenario by using the scenario keyword. So just simply I will copy paste this particular description of the feature future description of the future. So that's it. Validations. So after that, what we need to do is, we need to, by using the Gherkin keywords, we need to write the scenario for this particular automation scenario, what we have discussed and what we have implemented page object model concept. So let us implement from the beginning here. So first we need to open the Chrome browser and we need to enter the youtube.com. So the same way I will be implementing one step here by using the given. So given is a Gherkin keyword. So that is the very first step you need to mention. Open Chrome browser with URL. So that's it. The first step is ready. Then the second step is, so here I'm specifying the when keyword. So after opening the browser and after entering the URL, so we need to enter the search criteria, right? After entering this particular search criteria, we need to click on this particular button. So that we have already implemented in the page objects. So in the steps I will be writing. So here, search Selenium tutorial. It is very common English. That is what we use in a daily basis. Search Selenium tutorial, then and after searching this particular Selenium tutorial, we are clicking on this particular channel name. So that should be the step. So here I'm telling and click on channel name. So that's it. Then we are validating this title of this particular web page. So here I'm specifying validate channel name. So our feature file is ready. I'll represent this particular feature with the annotation. So here I'm saying UAT testing 2. So copy this particular tag name. So I'll go to the test runner class here. As you know, in this feature we are specifying where exactly our features are exist. In the glue we are specifying where exactly our step definition files are exist. So that we are going to implement in the few seconds. So here we need to specify exactly which feature and which scenario you wanted to run it. So here I'm pasting this particular feature file name, that is what we have implemented just now, this one. So I have specified here. So that's it. So I'm going to run this particular TestNG.xml file as a TestNG suite. So if I open this particular console, you can implement all the missing steps in the snippets below. So I will just copy this particular all the steps and we are going to implement all the steps in the step definition package. So here I'm creating one fresh class, that is Java class. So here I'm specifying the name of this particular class as YouTube channel validations. So that's it. So click on finish. So I'll open this, I'll maximize this and I'll paste all the copied it from the console one. So let me delete all these stuffs. So let us import all relevant packages here from, so this should be Cucumber API. So all these keywords coming from the Cucumber API. Make sure that if you are missing it from importing from a Cucumber API, you will get some exceptions. So our step definitions are ready. So we need to use the all existing methods which are there in the page objects. So what we need to do is, first we need to open the browser with URL. That is the very first step we need to implement. So that's the reason in the beginning of this particular Selenium Cucumber tutorial I have told, like, we will be implementing one utility method for handling the browsers. So what I will do is, I will go to this particular utility package. I'm going to create one simple class. So that is called browser utility. So that simply takes the driver object and it takes the URL and the browser name. Based on those parameters, it is going to launch our browsers. So here I'm specifying the browser utility as the class name. So click on finish. That's it. If I go to this my text notepad, so I'll copy this. I'm going to explain you what exactly each of the lines are doing it here. It is very simple. Just it will accept the few parameters and it will return the browser based on that. So just import the related packages. So that's it. So if we look at this particular return type of this particular method as WebDriver type. So whenever you are calling to this particular method, you need to store that value into the WebDriver type. So you can use it in the future in the same step definition class. So this particular open browser method accepts three arguments, that is the driver and the browser name and the URL. So based on that, if it is a Chrome browser, so it is going to launch me the Chrome browser. This is where exactly my Chrome browser exists, in the location that is driver.exe. Then it is going to launch me the Chrome browser and it is going to maximize the browser and it is going to enter this particular URL that is coming from this particular parameter. In the same way, it will check this particular browser name. If it is equal to this IE, so it is going to launch me the IE browser. In the same way, it will check this browser name parameter. It will check if it is a Firefox. If I pass the argument as a Firefox, it is going to launch me the Firefox browser and it is going to maximize it. And finally, it is going to return you the driver object. If none of the browsers are matching with the browser name, like Chrome or IE or Firefox, so it will return you the null value. If you have passed, say for example, it is accepting the Firefox as a parameter. If you mention F as a small case, it is not going to match with this particular line. So simply it will return you the null value from this particular method. So that's it. So let us go to the step definition class and we will call to this particular method, that is which is there in the browser utility class. We are having method name as a open browser. So we need to pass three parameters. Before that, what I will do is, I will keep this browser name and the URL in the properties file. We have discussed already how to read the properties file. We have already implemented one class called properties file reader. So this is going to return us the where exactly this particular file is there, and it loads all the properties and it will return you the properties. By using the GetProperty method, you can get the value of that particular properties file. So what I will do is, browser name and the URL I will be mentioning it in this under resources. I'll open this browser-config properties. Already we have a URL mentioned. In the same way, I will mention the browser name. So here I'm specifying browser dot name. So this should be our, if you mention here as a Chrome, it is going to launch the Chrome browser. and if you mention here IE, so it is going to execute your scripts on the IE browsers. So that's it. This particular key will be using in the while calling in the methods. So that's it. Let's go to the step definition file. So if I come here, so I'm, as it is a browser utility having the static method open browser, I'm using this particular class name dot I can call to this particular open browser because as it is a static method. So I'm going to the step definition class. Let me close all, cancel it. Let me save it, this one. Let me close all the windows. So I'm going to open the step definition file, that is YouTube channel validation. So here I'm going to call that particular method. So in the first step, what we have is open Chrome browser with URL. So that accepts the browser and the URL, and it is going to return to the browser. After launching that particular browser, it enters the URL and it gives you the driver type. So that is what we have discussed in this browser utility class. So what I will do is I will call to the open browser. So if you look at this particular method, so it is accepting you the driver object, that is fine. We need to mention the browser name and the browser URL. We have browser name and the browser URL in the properties file. That is where we have in the browser-config.properties. That is the browser name, browser URL, and the browser name we have in the properties file. So how you can read the properties file, as we have discussed in the previous Selenium Cucumber tutorial. So if we go to the previous step definition, so we have created the object of this particular class and we are calling to this GetProperty method, and it is returning the type of value is properties type. By using this property here, if you look at here get method, I'm going to call one more method called GetProperty. Under that I'm simply specifying the key value. So in the same way, what I will do is I'll copy this particular line, I'll go to here, the step definition, I'll paste it here. In the same way, I'll copy this, paste it here. So here what you can do is by using these properties, so in the high level I can discuss what exactly this particular properties file reader is. So simply in the file input stream we have assigned the null value. We have created the object of properties class. By using this properties object, I'm going to load this particular location file. This is where our properties, the resources file is exist, that is browser-config properties file. So finally it is returning the type of value is properties type. So that's the reason we are storing that into the type of value is properties type. So I'll use this properties object dot, this is a inbuilt method get property. Here you need to specify the key. So if you look at here, it is asking me the value of type of value is key type. So simply what I will do is in the double quotes, I'll go to this particular browser-config properties. I'll copy this particular key and I'll paste it here. In the same way, I'll copy this. So first we need to mention the Chrome browser name, the browser name. So if you look at here, so it is asking me browser name. So here I need to specify the browser name. So I'll go to this browser-config properties file. I'll copy this browser.name and I'll paste it here. That is the first parameter is driver, then second parameter is browser name, that is coming from the browser-config properties. Then the second parameter is browser-base URL. So that's it. So in the current class we need a driver because this particular method returns the type of value is driver type. So here I'm specifying private WebDriver. So that's it. Just import the related packages. So I'll copy this driver and I'll assign this particular open browser properties value to the driver type. So what happens in the first step? So it opens the Chrome browser and it enters this particular URL. So that is a value coming from this particular browser-config properties. So we are done with the first step. The second step, we need to search the Selenium tutorial. So that one, how we can do is, we have already implemented page object model concept. So I'll go to this YouTube search page class. I'll create the object of this particular class and then I'll call to this particular method. So this performs the action in the search page, that is after opening this particular web page, so it is going to perform the search action on this particular page. So I'm going to create the object of this particular class in the step 2. So this particular class, it takes the one argument, that is a driver type. Then I'm going to call one method called, let me import the related packages because we are creating a object of that particular class that is existing in the different packages. So here I'm calling to one method called navigate to result page. So this particular method is implemented in the YouTube search page. If you look at here, we have already implemented in the page classes. So that's it. So we are done with, so let me remove this. So that's all. We are done with two steps. First, we are open the Chrome browser and we have entered the URL by using this particular open browser utility. The second step, we are searching the Selenium tutorial by using this particular class we have already implemented in the page classes, that is one method. By using this particular method, we are going to perform the search action on the youtube.com. Third action is, we need to click on the channel name. So that we have already implemented in the YouTube result page. I'll go to this particular page, maximize it. I need to call this particular method. So I need to create the object of this particular class. So I'm opening the step definition file. So in the same way, we'll create the object of. So that's it. Just import the related packages. In this particular class, we have implemented one method that goes to the YouTube channel name. So navigate to channel name. Sorry guys. So it is clicking on the channel name. So then in the last step, we need to validate the particular channel name which is going to display on this particular tab. If you look at here, it is displaying the title of this web page is Selenium Java tutorials backup and YouTube. So that is our expected value. So that's the reason here I'm going to define two values. We are going to assert the values, that is expected value and the actual value. So here I'm defining string expected channel name. So that's it. So here I'm going to copy this particular channel name, then hyphen YouTube. So this is the title we have in this particular page. If you mouse over on that particular tab, you are seeing Selenium Java TestNG tutorials, backup and YouTube. So that is our expected value. It should be the particular expected value. I'm specifying it. So I'll create one more string, that is actual value, actual channel name. So that's it. So for this, how do I get the actual channel name? So that purpose we have already implemented one method in the YouTube channel name page. So I'll create the object of this particular page. So I'll call to this particular get title. So this returns me the particular page, title of that particular page tab. So what I'll do is I'm going to create the object. So for creating the object, I need to pass the driver object, then I need to import the related packages. So here I'm going to call get title. If you look at here, it is giving you that particular method and it is returning the string type of value. That is the reason I'm specifying the return type of value is actual channel name. So select this particular method. That's it. So we have expected channel name and the actual channel name. By using the assertion, we need to compare those channel names. What I will do is I'll use the assert equals. So first one is the actual value and the second one is the expected value. So first I'll take this particular actual value and I'll specify it here, and I'll take the expected channel name and I'll paste it here. So this particular assert equals, it is a method overloading concept. They have implemented it. So you can specify one more argument. Whenever these two are not matching, so this particular error message will be, this particular description will be printed on the console or in the reports. So I'll specify channel names are not matching. So this particular message will be printed only when this expected and the actual channel names are not matching. If it is matching, it is particular description will be not printing anywhere in the console or the reports. So that's all, guys. Let me execute this particular suite file. So it is going to launch the Chrome browser. It is searching with the values by Selenium by backup, and it is going to click on the channel name. Clicked on the channel name, then it should get the title of this web page.
This is Bakapa Chincholikar.
So let me minimize it. Let us go to the result. So if we go to the console, channel names are not matching expected. So here if you look at this, it is saying channel names are not matching. But we are expecting Selenium Java TestNG tutorials by backup and YouTube. But here we are getting the title of that particular web page as this. So what we need to do is, in the result page, after clicking on the channel name, we should wait for some time so that we can get this particular name of this channel name. So what I'll do is I'll specify the some wait in the, after clicking on the channel name, that is in the result page. So what I will do is I'll copy this particular thread.slip. After clicking on this particular link text, so let me modify this particular web element name, that is a channel name link. So that's it. I'll copy this particular channel name link, paste it. So after clicking on this channel name in the result page, it is going to wait for 2 seconds, then it is going to get the title of that particular web page. So let me execute one more time. Before that, we'll go to the step definition file and we will close the browser here, because we have not closed browser anywhere. By using the quit, I'm going to close the particular browser. So that's it. I will run this particular testng.xml file. Sorry guys, if you are hearing background noise. So it is in the result page. Now it is in the channel page.
Hey, hi everyone. This is Bakapa Chincholikar. Welcome back to Test Automation Tool Selenium. In today's
So I
video
think it
session,
has
we will
not
discuss
closed the
about
web browser.
what are
Let's go to the script. So it is got failed. So still it is saying. So almost we are getting the channel names are same, but because of the spaces it is quite different. I'll copy this particular text box, I mean the text. So this is our actual text. So because of the spaces it is not matching it exactly. So I'll go to the validation step definition file. In the expected also I'll mention the same. Because of the spaces it is not going to match it properly. So so if you look at here, perfectly it is printing that particular description what we have provided in the assertion statement. Channel names are not matching. So this particular assertion error will be displayed, I mean the description will be displayed only when assertion got failed. Now if I execute this particular TestNG XML file, it should be running properly without displaying any error message. So it has launched the Chrome browser and it has entered the URL and it is searching for the Selenium by Bakapa and it has clicked on the channel. Now it has closed the web browser, and if you look at the result, there are 0 failures and the 0 skips. So if you look at the scenario and all the steps what we have mentioned, all are passed. So that's it. If we go to this particular target folder, let me refresh target folder. If I open index.html file, here you can see the tag name what we have used, and this is our future name, YouTube channel's name validation. Under the validation, all the steps what we have created all the exist in this particular HTML report. If you got error, this all the error description will be printed over in the HTML format of reports. So that's all guys in the part of developing hybrid automation framework. And if you have any questions, and you can drop me any email to my Gmail ID. So next tutorial on Cucumber BDD data driven framework development. So please click on subscribe button if you want to get more updates from this particular channel. Please like and share this particular video. Thank you. Thank you so much for watching this Selenium Cucumber BDD framework tutorial.